Hey, what's good? I'm professional shooting coach Colin Castello with Shotmechanics Basketball, and today I'm going to tell you how Lonzo Ball unlocked his jumper and how you can too. Now, Lonzo Ball has really seemed to find his groove from the outside in just the last month or two, and a lot of it has to do with some of the changes on his jump shot is why he's knocking down shots. So today what I want to do is break that down for you, and then that way you can implement some of these tricks and tips into your own jumper to make more shots. But if you really want to take your jumper to the next level, then I highly suggest you check out my guys over at the M1 Smart Coach.
Max 1 is absolutely changing the game with their Smart Coach AI shooting app. This is an app that's actually going to watch you shoot, analyze your jumper, and give you perfectly personalized feedback. Now, this is really the future of personalized shooting instruction, and one of the reasons why I decided to partner with Max 1 on this project. So now, instead of helping just one athlete at a time, I can help thousands and thousands of athletes all over the world using artificial intelligence and the latest cutting-edge technology. And when I say this technology is insane, I mean it's insane. I've been playing around with it for the last couple weeks, and I'm absolutely in love. So click the top link in the description down below or the first pinned comment to save your spot inside the wait list when we launch here very shortly. And every single athlete's going to get a free analysis if they do so. And to go one step further and make it better, anybody who signs up for the wait list is going to get instant access to my PreTryout Academy series that I produced with Max 1. It's an academy that I put together to help you get ready to slay tryouts. From tips and tricks to ways to impress the coach, it's something that you're not going to want to miss because the information is crazy valuable.
So go ahead and click the top link in the description down below to join the waitlist, and while you're there, you're going to get free instant access to my PreTryout Academy that I put together to help any player get ready for tryouts so they can crush their goals. All right, but before we jump, fully into the video, the first kind of caveat here is I think Lonzo Ball is finally healthy. That definitely helped his jump shot because there's been a lot of speculation that he had kind of recurring lower extremity injuries that were maybe kind of causing him a little bit of pain, and because of that, I think that was probably the very first reason why his jumper was off. But besides that, he's got a lot of mechanical fixes, and we're actually going to show you some really interesting graphics a little bit later on his shot chart and his shot location that I think will help him make more jumpers. All right, let's talk specifics. And the very first one is targeting, right? When Lonzo Ball gets cooking, it's because he's finding the rim as soon as he possibly can on his jump shot. Now think about it like this, right? Shooting's like any other hand-eye coordination sport. The longer you look at something, generally the more accurate you're gonna be. If I'm playing darts, right, I'm not gonna look away from the dartboard and sling it at the last second. I'm gonna hone in on my target and then fire it down, right? So targeting is really important. And what we notice with Lonzo Ball is on a lot of his misses, he's finding the rim really, really late, and a lot of his makes, he's finding the rim really, really early. So basically meaning, as he goes into a shooting motion, whether it be a step back or whatever it is, if he's targeting late, it means that the ball's coming up to a set point, and he's not really finding the rim till the ball's all the way up here, right? That gives his brain just a split second to find the rim, find his location, find his movement, left to right, front to back, and then try to make the shot. When he's really cooking in some of these games that we've seen him light it up, he's finding the rim super early. He goes into his jump shot and he's targeting his eyes up as he loads through all of his motion, and that way the longer he aims, the more accurate he is, right? So this is something you can add to your game as well. Just think about anytime you're getting ready to shoot, really force your eyes up to the basket as early as you can, and I promise you it'll help you make more shots. All right, so the next big key for Lonzo is his shot line, right? His shot line was the big controversy that a ton of people have talked about over the last couple of years, basically meaning the path that the ball takes up his body into his jump shot. So before, when he was at UCLA in his rookie and kind of sophomore years in the NBA, he had that left shot line, right? Where he was setting the ball up here on the left side of his head, almost like his right hand was kind of pressed against the side of his temple, and then he'd release off. Now the problem with this is this kind of sideways motion would always get the ball to kind of drift one direction or the other. Now what we can tell is Lonzo's definitely solved his shot line, and it looks like it's finally starting to pay off. Now a shot line shift is something that takes a little bit of time and effort, right? So a lot of people think like, hey, you should switch your shot line, just automatically knock down shots, right? If you've been shooting one way for your entire life, it's gonna take a little bit of time. So I think one big key is now he's kind of optimized that shot line. He's tweaked it just enough to where it's, being a little bit more accurate, a little bit more consistent, but now he's had time to get the reps under his belt to ensure that he's knocking down those shots. So if you see a shot line now, instead of coming up the left side of his body, now it's coming more up the middle or even just a little bit up the right. So when he gets to the set point, it's now on the right side of his body and everything's moving in a straight line towards the basket, right? That's the key. The more of a straight line you can get, generally the more consistent you're going to be. So that's a big key for Lonzo, is his shot line's much more consistent, and because of that, the ball doesn't go left or right as much, and he's gonna make more shots because of that. All right, so the next key for Lonzo on his jumper is the feet sweep. basically meaning that his feet are sweeping forward towards the basket rather than side to side, right? So what I mean by that is a lot of times when Lonzo still misses now, but even more so back in the day, when he was getting ready to shoot, as he swept his feet forward, they would kind of go off to the left rather than straight down towards the basket. Now, I'm a huge proponent of letting your feet drift towards the basket. It helps momentum, it helps that pendulum, it helps a lot of things on your jump shot. And if you look at most great shooters, they pretty much all do it. Pretty much nobody lands in the exact same spot when they jump straight up, straight down, right? But with Lonzo, the big key is the direction of his feet sweep, like I mentioned before. So before, on pretty much all jumpers, he's going off to the left. So as he does, you can think about my body like this. As I'm jumping, if I'm going to the left, that means everything's going this way, and it's gonna be really hard to stay consistent front to back, right? Think about it like this. When you're shooting a basketball, you can generally miss about 4 different directions: left, right, long, short. And if my feet are constantly sweeping to the left, it's gonna make things kind of pull to the left as well. So what you notice when Lonzo gets cooking now, he gets his feet moving more downhill, more straight towards the basket in a straight line rather than off to the side. And because of this, he's being more consistent, he's having more of these hot games, and they're helping him make more shots. But keep in mind, he still sweeps to the left a little bit, and that's a lot of the times when he ends up missing. So for you, a good key to think about is pretend like there's a line attached from your right hip to the rim if you're a righty, or if you're a lefty, your left hip to the rim. And what we want to pretend is it's almost like there's a bungee cord on my hip, and it's gonna pull me directly towards the rim, right? If I can kind of imagine that straight line and keep my hip on it, that's gonna keep you straight and keep you more consistent on your jumper. All right, now I wanna talk about Lonzo's shot chart and shot location. And this is something that a lot of players don't really pay attention to because they don't have the data or the analytics to check it out. But we're taking a deep dive into Lonzo's, kind of shot location and his makes and his misses and all that sort of stuff. And we noticed something very interesting. Lonzo shoots a much higher percentage on the right side of the floor than on the left side of the floor, right? But if you compare that to where he takes most of his shots, he takes a lot more shots on the left side of the floor than he does on the right side of the floor. So we're gonna throw up a couple graphics here to kind of show you that right now. Now, the key and the reason why I'm mentioning this is it could be a mechanical issue, right? It might be that he's better at shooting on one side because of his mechanics. I think it's probably because he's moved his shot line over, so he's more comfortable lining up the rim with that side of the court and having open space this way. Could be a variety of reasons, right? But the reason why I'm breaking this down is it's important to think about your own jump shot and where you're getting your shots from, right? Now, this might be dictated by the offense you run or the players that you play with, right? But the key is you want to figure out where your hot zones are and then try to get more shots in that zone, right? So if you find out you're really, really good from the left corner, but not as good from the right corner, you want to adjust your play accordingly, right? Maybe that means if you catch in the right corner, you're going to pump fake and try to get to the rack, right? Whereas in the left corner, maybe you're automatic. And so if you can start to think about your own data and your own analytics, even if you're just tracking through workouts, that can be a great way to figure out if you're taking the best shot for you. Now, obviously, if you're worse in one area than the other area, you want to train so you equal things out, right? You want to be an equal force no matter where you're at on the court. So just a really interesting piece of, information on Lonzo that I think, you probably want to think about in your own game. All right, don't forget, if you want to optimize your own jumper using artificial intelligence, all you got to do is click the top link in the description down below to join the waitlist for our M1 Smart Coaching app. We're getting ready to drop it really soon. And don't forget, if you sign up right now for the waitlist, you're going to get free instant access to my PreTryout Academy that's going to help you make the team and give you a ton of tricks and tips that are going to help you anytime you've got a tryout situation. All right, also, if you like this video, hit the like button, head to the comment section, let me know what you want to see next. And if you're new to Shotmechanics, pop that subscribe button, ding the bell notification because we've got a ton of great content coming that you're not going to want to miss. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castello with Shotmechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.